in particular Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Gays and there are gays and lesbians and bisexuals in hip hop. Because not all of them are gay. Some of them do like women, but they get freaky.
That's why I don't be going to them puffy parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. What you talking about? Look, if you into that, I'm fine with it. See what you saw. I'm just saying this ain't my motherfucking kind of party.
I'm saying, so 50, I'm coming for your ass, bruh.
50 Cent has just stirred the industry with a significant revelation. This time, it's not speculation. He's released a video that clearly displays faces, names, and recorded footage. In the leaked clip, Diddy is seen alongside his alleged trans partner, with Busta Rhymes notably positioned at the center of the scene, seemingly playing a leading role in the event. This isn't just another one of Diddy's private get-togethers. Busta Rhymes is now being identified as one of the organizers of these highly controversial gatherings. Sources claim that Busta wasn't merely assisting in planning these events. He was allegedly participating in introducing younger male fans to Diddy during these private encounters. But that's just one layer of the emerging story. Tony Newman, a former trans escort, has come forward and named individuals beyond Diddy. She's also referenced Mr. C and LL Cool J, painting a picture of secretive underground parties, private arrangements, and concerted efforts to keep these happenings concealed within the industry. As expected, 50 Cent hasn't remained quiet. Instead, he's escalated the matter by sharing what he asserts is concrete evidence shining a light on what he calls a hidden world certain artists never wanted exposed. He has even hinted that elements of this may be featured in his upcoming documentary, Did He Do It?, which is expected to include footage, first-hand stories, and various testimonies. As new information surfaces, Busta Rhymes appears increasingly on edge. Let's break down the footage released by 50 Cent. Reportedly filmed during one of these infamous private events, the video features Diddy, his alleged trans partner, and Busta Rhymes all attending the same gathering. The setting suggests something far more elaborate than a typical party. It appears to be a well-organized production. Insiders familiar with the situation indicate that this video may represent just a small portion of what 50 Cent has collected. Now, 50 Cent's previous remarks about steering clear of Diddy's events are beginning to make more sense.
That's why I don't be going to them puffy parties. They can hug you from the front and the back at the same time. What you talking about? Look, if you into that, I'm fine with it. See what you saw. I'm just saying this ain't my motherfucking kind of party.
For years, 50 Cent has made subtle comments cracking jokes about strange party vibes, poking fun at awkward after-party invitations, and raising questions about Diddy's industry TIs. These recent leaks now seem to lend weight to those earlier remarks. Busta Rhymes, too, hasn't been spared from 50's jabs. Over time, 50 has publicly mocked Busta for his leather clothing, gym-focused content on social media, and his bold, touch it, bring it persona. What once appeared to be playful teasing may now be seen in a new light, suggesting that 50 may have had insight into the situation long before it reached the surface.
But 50 also know I'm not gonna stop. The same way he not gonna stop, I'm not gonna stop. We both come from a family called Violator family, so we ain't got no problem violating.
When Busta Rhymes attempted to brush it off as nothing more than lighthearted fun, most observers didn't give it much thought. But now, his statement about coming for 50's people is being reevaluated. Some are questioning whether he meant more than just words. To better understand the bigger picture, we need to take a look at what Tony Newman has shared.
That I've just announced about two people who me and my female escort friend, Mistress Carmen, saw as a team. I work with a female, an Asian girl.
Tony is a former transgender escort, author, and activist who has been speaking out on the entertainment industry for years. According to her, some of the most recognized names in hip-hop have been living dual lives. She claims that several insiders, including former Bad Boy staff, have confirmed that Diddy is privately involved with both men and women. She puts it simply, do the math. If Diddy is connected and Busta Rhymes has stayed close to him all these years, then the links become harder
Connecting
to
the
ignore.
dots.
Worked for Bad Boy, who've now departed. Gays who were in Bad Boy, who have in fact told that he likes women, so he would in fact have to be bisexual. I've heard Sean Combs is in fact bisexual.
And
Furthermore, when footage of Diddy physically assaulting Cassie began to circulate, Busta Rhymes was among the first to defend him publicly. He downplayed the incident and criticized those who were quick to pass judgment.
It's extremely sensitive, and I think that people don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have. And I think it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is, because an opinion can detrimentally affect someone.
That reaction is now being viewed in a different context. Toni didn't stop with Diddy in her disclosures. She also claims to have had a one-night interaction with LL Cool J during her time in New York. According to her, LL was fully aware of her trans identity, paid for the encounter, and moved on without hesitation. However, when she later spoke out about it publicly, she says LL's team responded aggressively, sending cease and desist letters to her management and warning of legal consequences if his name continued to be mentioned.
He sent another cease and desist letter second time, Martin Sr., on behalf of LL Cool J, to my whole team again after I did the New York interview.
The situation becomes even more layered. Toni claims that both Diddy and Busta Rhymes made efforts to silence her once she began sharing her personal experiences. In the entertainment world, secrets aren't just kept, they're often deliberately hidden. For example, when the hotel footage of Diddy's altercation with Cassie emerged, reports surfaced alleging that Diddy paid $50,000 to hotel staff to prevent the video from becoming public if such measures were taken to suppress that footage. It naturally raises questions about what else may have been kept from the public. Toni also shared that a close associate of Biggie Smalls was openly gay, yet his identity was never revealed, kept quiet like many other hidden truths within the industry.
I understand his entourage of Biggie Smalls had a gay guy. Mr. C is evidently a bisexual producer. Lord knows who else he might have had in that entourage.
And when you
Considering
stack
this, alongside Nicki Minaj's past remarks about the number of undercover brothers in the business adds more context. She wasn't referencing individuals hiding drug involvement. She was implying that some men in the industry are secretly engaged in relationships with other men.
Do you think it's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no!
Turning back to these private gatherings, reports claim Busta Rhymes wasn't merely a guest, he was allegedly a recurring host. Multiple insiders, including those with ties to the inner circle, say Busta had a particular preference in the type of people he invited. It wasn't models or social media influencers, it was young men. One person who spoke publicly on this is Big Homie Double C. Known for his long-standing involvement in the industry's security network, he claims to have seen many of these situations firsthand. According to him, Busta often made specific and unexpected requests at clubs, not for alcohol or dancers, but for young men to be brought into his VIP section.
That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge, though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it over here. They call them fun boys. They'll say, we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta.
These statements lend further credibility to the existing rumors that Busta may have been introducing his young fans to Diddy. Reportedly, these individuals weren't just regular partygoers, they were carefully chosen guests circulated throughout the event. That brings us to Orlando Brown, a name long associated with stories like these. To clarify, Orlando Brown has made many outlandish, erratic, and often confusing statements over the years. Some of his remarks have caused controversy or concern. Yet despite that, some observers believe he's accurately captured the energy and behavior of certain industry personalities. Years ago, Orlando Brown claimed he had an intimate experience with Busta Rhymes. Here's the clip.
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you seen Busta in the airport too.
At the time, most people dismissed Orlando Brown's claims, thinking he was either having another breakdown or just seeking attention. But now, with escorts stepping forward, leaked videos surfacing, and more industry names being mentioned, Orlando's story no longer seems so unbelievable. There's increasing speculation that Orlando may have been one of the young men invited to these exclusive gatherings, allegedly brought in by Diddy, then passed along to others, including Busta Rhymes. According to Orlando's past statements, it wasn't a single encounter. He suggested that he was used, taken advantage of, and exposed to disturbing situations within the industry. If accurate, this paints a troubling picture. This becomes even more relevant when considering Busta Rhymes' public actions. Despite the private allegations, Busta has often been quick to shut down discussions about personal preferences. For example, back in 2006, he was accused of using a homophobic slur against a male fan at a bar. A year later, during a radio interview, he abruptly left when the host brought up the topic of homophobia in hip-hop. There wasn't an argument, he simply walked out. Even then, his strong reaction raised questions about why he chose not to engage. Now, with new information coming to light, those past actions are being looked at differently. When someone reacts that strongly to a simple topic, it can seem less like discomfort and more like an attempt to avoid the issue, especially as more evidence continues to emerge in the form of videos, statements, and witness accounts.
No, whatever that man does in his personal space is that man's choice and it's that man's business.
And it doesn't end there. There are reports that video footage from Diddy's alleged private parties might already be circulating on the dark web. Some of these recordings are rumored to feature recognizable artists and celebrities in compromising scenarios. There's also speculation that 50 Cent may have copies of these tapes and is keeping them for strategic purposes. It's worth noting that 50 Cent is producing a documentary entirely focused on Diddy, titled Diddy Do It. He's already sold the rights to Netflix, and according to sources, the release is being timed to follow the conclusion of Diddy's ongoing legal case.
And in particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
There's another clip making the rounds from one of Diddy's celebrity packed gatherings where the faces of several attendees are clearly visible. Take a look.
Oh man, we gotta wait for fresh, man.
If these tapes are indeed part of the evidence or possibly featured in the upcoming documentary, it could help explain why some individuals have suddenly gone quiet, while others seem to be working behind the scenes to manage the fallout. On the subject of footage, let's talk about a recent viral video involving Busta Rhymes, Diddy, and Coi Leray. At first glance, it looked like a typical industry dinner. But what caught viewers' attention was a brief moment when Busta gently tapped Diddy on the shoulder and said, "Go ahead, big bro." Fans quickly picked up on the vibe. Busta was standing behind Coi, Diddy appeared visibly pleased, and Coi looked noticeably uneasy. The timing, body language, and Busta's gesture sparked widespread speculation. Some accused Busta of allegedly trying to steer Coi toward Diddy in a way similar to how insiders claim he once introduced young men to Diddy at clubs. That's not the only video drawing attention. Another resurfaced clip shows Busta Rhymes interacting with Jeremy. In the footage, Busta appears to joke around, but Jeremy clearly looks uncomfortable. At one point, Busta leans in and sniffs him. Jeremy tries to laugh it off, but the exchange comes across as awkward. While some fans insist Busta was just being playful, the interaction is being viewed differently now, especially in light of ongoing allegations. Consider this, it's been several weeks since Diddy's legal issues officially entered court, and Busta Rhymes has remained silent. No interviews, no social media posts, no public appearances. Reports suggest his silence may be due to concern over being subpoenaed. According to sources, Busta is intentionally keeping a low profile, hoping to avoid being mentioned during the proceedings. Meanwhile, 50 Cent continues to mock the legal developments publicly, treating the situation almost like a comedy series. From people wearing free puffy shirts to AI-generated images of Diddy at a witness stand style like a scene from Law and Order hip-hop unit, 50 shows no signs of slowing down. He's still promoting his upcoming documentary, Diddy Do It, across his platforms. At this stage, all we can do is wait to see how far the investigation goes, who else might be named, and whether there are more unreleased tapes that have yet to reach the public. But I want to hear from you. Do you think there's more to the relationship between Busta Rhymes and Diddy than they're sharing? Could there still be more footage yet to come? And who do you think 50 Cent will highlight next in his documentary? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the next upload. It goes even deeper into this unfolding story.